a short video on how to change the rear wiper motor on a Vito 122. Probably a lot of other similar Vitos. It's a 2012 Mercedes Vito. I've already taken off the panel that is inside the rear door. There's the new motor fitted, which is pretty simple. 3 Torx head bolts to release it, and you have to release the connection, electrical connection, and the hose connection. You can do both those after you've released those 3 bolts. You can drop the motor out and you can take them out, take those connections off with the motor out of the frame. It's a pretty simple job. This the electrical just pulls off. There's nothing really retaining it. This one, you just got to heave it off. It's a nozzle with a ridge on it, and it will come off with enough careful pulling of the solid part. Don't pull the pipe itself, which may break. And then you put in your new motor and do up your bolts. Now, the getting out of to get out the motor initially, I've done that part obviously. There are 2 screws to release in each corner of the bottom of the door, and they are simply a couple of crosshead screws like that, which sit in the bottom of the door. There and there. So release those 2 screws. There's no other screws holding this panel on. It's all held on by these clips, green clips, which you just pull out. Or rather, you just get your finger underneath. Once you've undone those screws, get a finger underneath and just gradually prise it off. Just work round and prise off the edge, and these should all pop out without any breakages. They're pretty strong, and that's that. And then the top trim is also a case of just prising off the grey trim. There's no screws, just these metal clips holding it in place. They'll all just pop out if you carefully work around and prise it off. Just try and prise off with your fingers at the point where the clip is, not next to it, so you don't risk breaking the plastic trim itself. Just get your fingers underneath where they can lift it, and it'll come out without too much trouble. And that's the only other thing to mention is the wiper blade mechanism itself, which is under here. You have to release this plastic cap. It's clipped on, so get a finger under one side and then the other. One side's probably enough, and then it will lift up. Pull off the hose connection here. That will come off quite easily. You can put a screwdriver carefully underneath if you want to prise it off. Undo this bolt, then the wiper blade will come off, meaning you can then pull the engine out from inside. You obviously won't be able to get the motor not engine, out when you've undone those 3 bolts, unless you've released this side here. And I think that's about it. The assembly is the reverse of disassembly. It's a bit tricky getting those clips to line up, but they will line up. Just they plug into these various holes here. This is the green ones, and there are clips right in the middle, don't forget as well. So you've got to think about positioning your panel in order to get it in right. Then I think the silver, the grey bit, the top part goes on after the bottom part. It links into it. So that's about it. Tighten everything up and it all should be good.